Welcome to Space Matrix. Today, we break down a major Supreme Court decision that's reshaping American rights. The court has issued a powerful ruling on the Second and Fourth Amendments, directly affecting when the government can seize firearms. This isn't just legal news, it's about your freedoms. The decision sets strict new limits on red flag laws, which allow temporary firearm seizures from those deemed dangerous. Now, a higher standard of proof is required before property can be taken. The justices are balancing public safety with constitutional rights, a core democratic principle. This ruling changes the landscape for gun owners and law enforcement nationwide. We'll explain what the justices decided, why it matters, and what it means for you. The legal language is complex, but the impact is immediate and far-reaching. We'll cut through the noise and provide a clear analysis. We'll look at the case that brought this issue to the forefront and why the court's unanimous agreement is so significant. This is more than a news report. It's a guide to a pivotal moment in American legal history. The effects will be felt from state legislatures to local police departments. Let's dive into the core details of the decision. What are your thoughts on this landmark ruling? How will it affect your community? This decision touches on deeply held beliefs about safety, liberty, and justice. It will spark intense discussions across the country. The conversation doesn't end here. Your voice matters. Stay with us as we unpack every angle. This is a story every American needs to follow closely. Let's get started. The Supreme Court ruled that seizing firearms now requires clear and convincing evidence of an imminent threat. Previously, many red flag laws used a lower standard, just more likely than not. The court's new bar is much higher, designed to protect constitutional rights. Chief Justice Roberts emphasized due process and affirmed the Second Amendment as fundamental, but not absolute. The threat must be immediate and specific, not just a vague concern. Law enforcement must now present concrete evidence, not speculation. If firearms are seized, the owner must get a full hearing within 48 hours to challenge it. This is a major win for civil liberties, ensuring no one loses property without a real chance to defend themselves. The court didn't strike down red flag laws, but set a national standard: clear evidence and a prompt hearing. States must now revise their laws to comply. This ensures rights are protected consistently across the country. The decision sets a new constitutional floor for all states. This case began with David Miller of Colorado, whose firearms were seized after a neighbor's report of erratic behavior. Miller's guns were taken under Colorado's red flag law, which then used a lower standard of proof. He had no chance to contest the claims before the seizure. Miller challenged the process, arguing it violated his Second, Fourth, and 14th Amendment rights. Lower courts sided with the state, citing public safety. Miller's legal team appealed to the Supreme Court, arguing that safety cannot override core constitutional protections. They highlighted inconsistencies in state laws, leaving citizens' rights vulnerable. The Supreme Court agreed to hear the case, signaling the need for clarity. Arguments were intense. The government stressed quick action to prevent violence, while Miller's team warned of constitutional overreach. The justices focused on where to draw the line between safety and liberty. Their final decision set a clear, rigorous standard for all. This case shows how one person's fight can reshape national law. The court's ruling now protects due process for everyone. A unanimous 9-0 Supreme Court decision is rare and powerful. It signals that the principle at stake transcends politics. In Miller v. United States, all justices agreed. Due process must be robust when fundamental rights are at risk. This consensus creates a strong, enduring precedent that's unlikely to be overturned. State legislatures and courts now have clear, non-negotiable standards to follow. The ruling unites justices across the ideological spectrum, not about being pro-gun or anti-gun, but pro-due process. It depoliticizes the issue, framing it as a constitutional necessity. This clarity helps lawmakers craft laws that protect both safety and rights. The 9-0 vote is a call for principle over politics. For gun owners, this ruling means stronger protections, no more seizures based on vague accusations. Law enforcement must now present clear, convincing evidence of an imminent threat. Citizens are guaranteed a hearing within 48 hours to challenge any seizure. Police departments must retrain officers to meet the new standard and gather substantial evidence. This may make emergency orders harder to obtain, but it protects officers from liability and ensures constitutional compliance. Courts must now conduct prompt hearings, demanding more resources and careful review. Judges play a critical role in balancing safety and rights. The decision aims to build trust between communities and law enforcement. Red flag laws remain, but with stronger due process. The goal: enhance safety without sacrificing liberty. This is a major operational shift for the justice system. Federal and local agencies are moving fast to comply with the Supreme Court's decision. The Department of Justice is reviewing all federal firearm seizure statutes. State governments are under pressure. Most red flag laws will need updates. Some governors are calling special sessions. Others are directing courts to adopt new standards immediately. Police departments are updating training and procedures for officers. The International Association of Chiefs of Police welcomes the clarity, pledging to enforce the law while respecting rights. Civil rights and Second Amendment groups are mobilizing to monitor implementation and offer legal help. Public awareness campaigns are launching to educate gun owners about their new protections. This grassroots activity ensures the ruling is followed at every level. The Supreme Court's decision is reshaping policy from Washington to local police. The Supreme Court's unanimous ruling opens a new chapter in the debate over guns, safety, and rights. States must now amend red flag laws to meet the higher standard and prompt hearing requirement. Legal experts predict this focus on due process will influence other areas, like asset forfeiture. The government must now have strong evidence before interfering with your property. For citizens, knowledge is power. Understand your rights and the new protections. The ruling refines, not eliminates, tools for law enforcement. The goal: a fairer, more effective system that protects both communities and constitutional rights. In a divided era, all 9 justices affirmed that liberty and safety can coexist. This decision will shape American rights for generations. Space Matrix will keep you informed as the story evolves.